Well, good afternoon and welcome. I'm Dow Constantine, King County Executive. As a region, our quality of life has many different measures. We can and we must do many things at once and do them well. Yesterday, I was able to celebrate the passage of a major transportation funding package for our state. Next week, I will be urging the Council to take action on Best Starts for Kids to give all children a fair shot at success. Arts and heritage also make an important contribution to our quality of life. Arts and heritage catalyze creativity. They fuel imagination. They are the very qualities that drive our region's booming economy. The venues that house these assets, theaters, performing arts centers, history and art museums, these create community. They provide gathering places for our diverse histories to be interpreted and shared. Today, I am pleased to announce an historic regional cultural facilities investment. We call it Building for Culture, a one-time competitive program to fund approximately $20 million in grants to build new cultural facilities and to expand, preserve, and improve existing ones. For the first time since the recession, we have the means to make a significant investment in the bricks and mortar of our museums, our theaters, and our treasured historic buildings. And for this, we have the success of tourism to thank. You see, most King County hotel and motel taxes are paid by visitors who are coming from outside the region. Until earlier this year, those funds were backing the bonds that were used for the Kingdome renovation. You remember the Kingdome, right? Okay. Well, it's paid for. The success of tourism meant that debt could be retired ahead of schedule. And under state law, that revenue for the rest of this year and this year alone must be dedicated to arts and heritage facilities. So we are reinvesting that money, paid by visitors, into venues that continue to attract more visitors and locals alike. The revenue could not come at a better time because the last significant investment in arts, cultural, and heritage infrastructure in this region was approved by voters some 16 years ago, just at the end of the last millennium, at the height of the dot-com boom and well before the Great Recession. Facilities built in that era are now in need of serious repair, major upgrades, replacement, and there is a large pent-up demand. The business community knows that having a vibrant cultural community is critical to creating jobs and attracting and keeping talented employees and growing our regional economy. Arts and culture in King County generate close to $2 billion in business activity, nearly $800 million in payroll, and nearly 30,000 jobs. And this is not just about downtown Seattle. All 39 cities, all parts of the county recognize the role that arts, cultural and heritage facilities, and historic preservation play in creating a sense of place, in building the connections that are vital to an increasingly diverse population, and in bringing visitors who spend their travel dollars here. For Culture is the King County Cultural Services Agency, and I would like to thank For Culture for working with me and King County on this initiative. And to explain how the competition for grants will work, here is Alka Badshaw, who is the president of the For Culture Board.
Thank you, Executive Constantine. This is a very exciting day for all of us in the arts and heritage community, and you can see all the smiling faces. Thank you to everyone involved for making this a reality. For Culture has backed bonds for capital projects in the past, but never in this scale. We are pleased to partner with King County to expand the physical infrastructure in which arts and heritage organizations provide public programs, performances, and exhibitions. For more than 25 years, King County has allocated a portion of the sales tax on lodging sometimes called hotel motel tax, to build one of the best cultural community in the country. With world-class museums, music, and dance venues, not only for the cultural institutions in our urban cores of Seattle and Bellevue, but also in suburban and rural communities from Vashon to Skykomish. There's a mutually beneficial partnership between lodging and cultural sectors, like the executive explained. Visit Seattle's cultural tourism program promotes and markets the variety of our cultural sector, drawing leisure and convention visitors to our community. These visitors fill hotel rooms, dine in restaurants, and shop at retail establishments. Taxes and lodging in return support the operations, special exhibits, and performances that draw visitors from King County and beyond. When developing this bonding program for capital projects, we wanted to make sure that every arts and heritage organization recognizes that this program was designed for them. No matter the size of an organization's budget or its geographic location within the King County, these new bonds will help us address the need for appropriate infrastructure in South, East, and North King County in addition to Seattle. The application process will be a competitive one to ensure that all who apply will be evaluated on the same criteria. It will be highly competitive but fair and equitable. Applicants will be divided into 3 categories based on the aggregate budgets of the capital projects. We'll look at projects with aggregate budget above 10 million, projects with budgets between 1 and 10 million, and projects under 1 million. Thus, projects will be competing for funds against projects that are similar in size. The program has also got historic preservation component to rehabilitate the historic structures that tell the story of our region's transformation. The application deadline will be on September 9th. Everything will be online tomorrow morning at foculture.org site. The partnership between King County and FoCulture is long-standing, and we will continue to invest in the future of our cultural sector, ensuring that our cultural landscape and natural beauty serves generations to come. Thank you very much. And here to introduce and now I'd like to introduce Council Chair Larry Phillips.
Thank you very much. Well, Alka and Dow, thank you for introducing this topic to us today as a community. I know I speak on behalf of the council, and particularly my 2 colleagues who are with me today, Council Members Hague and Upthgrove. We've been anticipating this day to have an opportunity to move the program forward, and I know we will give it a good blessing at the council. We have legislation underway already to get going. But throughout my time in public service, I've seen firsthand the importance of arts and cultural organizations, both large and small, in our community. They welcome people from every culture in our increasingly diverse county and help us celebrate our roots and our heritage. They help children explore music, painting, make-believe, and the natural world around us. And they provide world-class artistic experiences for our residents and for our visitors. They interpret our region's history from the days of Chief South to the gold rush to our current high-tech boom, and they also preserve the wonders and the beauty of this very unique place that we love to call home. So I've been very proud to be a passionate supporter of the arts and culture, both as an elected official and as a citizen. I've had a chance to visit our museums, I've enjoyed performances, served on boards, and helped with the fundraising for any number of projects in the past. And if there's one thing I've had an opportunity to learn is that our arts, culture, and heritage organizations are stronger and serve better if they have the appropriate places to do their work. So, King County, as we know, is rapidly growing. Our arts and cultural organizations need a chance to grow along with us. And that is why, as I indicated earlier, I'm so delighted to be able to help launch the county's new Building for Culture program. It harnesses our current economic good times and advances and invests and allows us to grow as a community. This new program will preserve landmarks from our past. It will help small community organizations build stages for cultural festivals and celebrations. It will help larger regional arts and cultural organizations build on the excellence and the innovations that they possess. So I am very pleased to be here to support the arts, culture, and our heritage organizations, and do so in this very innovative way. I look forward to considering the legislation coming to us from the executive and helping to move it through the council. I will believe a great step forward for the arts and for culture in our community. Just a quick note, we at King County have had a long and I think wonderful relationship with the arts and with culture, working now largely through our folks and friends at For Culture. This builds on that long tradition, and we hope that it is just as successful. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Mari Horita, who is President and CEO of Arts Fund. Mari.
Thank you, Council Chair Phillips. I'm Mari Horita, and I'm honored to be here on behalf of Arts Fund to celebrate today's historic announcement of the Building for Culture program. The arts not only enrich our lives, they are critical to a healthy society. They are vital to this region's competitive advantage. As Dow said, the arts fuel the economy, promote tourism, and help those great companies rooted here to attract top talent from around the globe. We know that cultural spaces and the resulting activity enliven neighborhoods and downtowns, and the Building for Culture program will help to revitalize existing gathering places as well as provide new opportunities for access to cultural activity. The Building for Culture program also creates the opportunity to leverage additional funds from the private sector, ensuring that the public and private sectors are working in tandem to help strengthen arts facilities in this region. Arts Fund applauds the county's investment in this region's future by helping to ensure that our arts, cultural, and heritage organizations have the ability to continue to serve our communities and enrich all of our lives in countless and invaluable ways. So thank you.
And so now, and of course, there are many others here who we ought to mention, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention Jim Kelly, who's the head of For Culture, and also former state representative and former King County Council member and forever champion of the arts, Louise Miller. Thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you.
And I think Alka will be happy to answer your questions.
And hearing none, we'll take your questions individually if you'd like.
Yeah, and there are many more than just I and Alka who would be happy to answer your questions one-on-one. So thank you all for being here today.